This is Brett Vatesby in the video here, and today it's time for another spectacular video here today. And in this video, one of the previous videos I told you guys some of the things that I've broken while I've yo-yoed. And in this video right now, I'm going to be telling you guys some of the things that I've broken while trying to make YouTube videos. There's only a couple of things, so it's not very many things, but there are some stories of things that have happened, and most of them were quite a long time ago, so that's the good thing. So I've improved, so yeah. We're going to get into some of these things. So stay tuned, intro, let us go. So it's been almost 4 years that I've been doing YouTube videos, and I've only broken two things before. I've broken a camera and a tripod. Alright, so that's not incredibly terrible, but you know, things have been broken before. So the tripod I'm actually using right now, I got from the dollar store quite a little while ago after I broke my better tripod. But yeah, I still use my tripod from the buck store because it works really well. I'm pretty used to it. And it's more like bendy, like it's kind of flexible, and you know, it works pretty well. So I've just been kind of lazy. I got a new one, but I still haven't put it together. So like you have to screw it together, so I'll have to put that together soon. So here's a look at the first thing. This is my old tripod, and I used this for quite a little while, and I actually snapped it in half quite a while ago. This actually happened when I was in the dorm room in 2016. This is actually when I first moved into my dorm room, and I literally, the first video I made in my dorm room, I literally had to re-record it like 7 times because it was crazy. I believe it was the wrist whip tutorial, and I literally had to record it like 7 times over and over again, and it was just crazy, and I was just getting like so tired of doing it. And I remember like one of the last times I tried recording it, I basically just got pretty frustrated, and I took my hand and I just went like, so sitting like this, and I just like bashed it, and it snapped in half and it fell on the floor. And then I was like even more frustrated. I was just like, oh my goodness, like what am I doing? And then I had no tripod, so I had to like put my camera up against like my textbooks to hold it for the rest of the semester, which sucked. Yeah, this one was pretty good. You could actually like, this one's a little bit better than the one I'm currently using. And it worked really well and everything, but I can't really use it anymore. So yeah, I broke this in 2016, so it was quite a little while ago, so I'm getting better at controlling my frustration. Even though like, that was just such a frustrating time. Like, you know, when I first left home, that was kind of hard for me. Like 7 times I remember re-recording that, and I just remember just catching my yo-yo and just being, I'm so done with this, like, just like boom, just smashed it, cracked it in half. History. But I got, like I said, I have a new one that's sort of, I think it's similar to this one. I should put it together, I could start using it soon. But yeah, I just keep this as like memorabilia. It just kind of sits around. Not very fun times. So the second thing, I'm about to show you guys something that's really special, okay? It's charging right now because it doesn't work as good anymore, but like, and I'll honestly, like, every time I find this thing, like, sitting around in my bedroom in a box somewhere because I don't use it anymore, it's always dead. And then I charge it for like an hour, I unplug it, and then like 10 minutes later it's like, says it's like 20% battery left and it's gonna die again. And it's just like, oh my goodness. So this camera right here, this is what I recorded my first ever YouTube video on. And I believe basically every video, like my first 12 videos, which is this right here. I'm gonna clean it off, it's kind of dusty. It collects quite a bit of dust now. This is the iPod Touch. So this is basically like iPhone without the phone feature, and they used to make these iPod Touch devices, and I remember I'm just looking at a girl, okay? Yeah, so this thing's super old, and I remember when I made my first video, this was like, I remember just having this device. I was so happy just to have this because, you know, before this device, all I really had was like iPod Nano. You couldn't make videos on it. You know, I didn't have like a video camera or anything, so just having this was honestly meant so much to me that I was actually able to like record a video. You know, so it's just pretty amazing like how quickly it's like, you know, things change and stuff, and you can just buy a phone now and record videos, and this was really the only device that I had, and it meant so much to me to be able to record something. I remember, so I would just like take this camera and like put it up against my windowsill. I didn't even have a tripod. It would just sit against my windowsill, and I would just do yo-yo freestyle videos and stuff like that. And yeah, it was super awesome. This thing is so old, it's crazy. I don't know exactly which iPod Touch this is. I'm not super good with like knowing the different generations of like iPod Touch or iPhone. I don't even know what kind of iPhone I have. But it's one of the older ones, right? Yeah, old as in like, you know, 4 years ago, right? Or something like that. Man, I remember like, honestly, I would be sitting outside my high school when I was in high school, and I'd just be like sitting outside against the wall editing videos on this thing, because I recorded videos on this, I edited videos, put music into it. Like, I did everything on this device right here. Like, the first 12 videos that you see on my channel are probably, like 12 or 13 of them was all done on this. So that's pretty crazy. And now we're actually getting into what happened with this device quite a few years ago. So this was in 2015. I was recording something on this, and I wasn't even mad. This is actually kind of a funny story, because I think I was doing like a freestyle or something like that. And I was just getting like kind of frustrated. You know, when you do yo-yo tricks and you're trying to make videos and stuff, you know, you'll get frustrated sometimes, and yeah, like at least I did, you know, which is something that probably a lot of people don't know, is like, especially like when I first started making videos, you know, it can get pretty frustrating pretty fast, even just to make one freestyle video. So, you know, but you get better over time, right? And basically, behind my bed, there used to be like a little end table over there, right? So basically, I was having like kind of a hard day. I was recording stuff on this, and I remember like I just took my yo-yo off my finger, and I put it down, and then I just like grabbed this device off the windowsill, and I just stopped the camera, and I like shut it off, and I just kind of, I didn't even throw it. Like, I didn't even throw it. I basically just kind of tossed it like on my bed, and it tumbled, and then it hit the nightstand. I was like, oh, whoops. You know, I didn't really think much of it. I was just like, oh, it probably just landed there. And I picked it up, and like the whole screen was shattered. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, really? Like, I didn't even throw it because I wasn't even mad. Like, I was just like kind of, guys, it was more of like a sigh. Like, I was just like, and I just kind of tossed it, and then it broke it. Which, I shouldn't even be laughing, but like, at the time it was funny, because I was like, wow, how did this even happen? It was just the most like lightest toss you could toss. And then eventually I got it fixed, and now I got a new screen, but I think it's actually cracked again, and I haven't even used it, so I don't know how it happened. But there's sort of like a little like light crack. It's not even cracked in half, it's just kind of like a scratch kind of thing, but it just kind of sits around, so I don't know if I'll get it replaced, but I might eventually. But this thing is like memorabilia, right? I've been talking about it for like 10 minutes, but interesting stuff, Toaster Strudels. Yeah, so I got it replaced, and then just kind of sits around now, but it's always kind of cool to like go back on it and be like, oh, I remember like making videos on this. And I still have the old editor on here that I used to use, like the old editing system I used to use. See if I have any projects. Oh yeah, so you can make like new projects, and you can just add videos into these projects. So let me see if I can add a piece of footage. I don't even think I have any. It's mostly just thumbnails and stuff. Yeah, you can do a whole bunch of cool stuff in here. You can even add like transitions and everything, and I kind of miss editing videos on this thing, to be honest. Yeah. Because most people, you know, like they break their devices, they're like, oh, I hate this. You know, it's just like, I just tossed it, like the most innocent like toss. And I literally stood here, I saw it tumble around and just hit the table, and I'm just like, okay, whatever. And then broke the thing. Broke the darn thing. So hopefully you guys found those stories interesting or funny or just something cool to watch. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel to see more videos coming up again really soon here once again. Those are two things that I've broken before making YouTube videos. Hopefully the only 2 things that I ever break. That's 4 things. Hopefully the only 2 things I'll ever break, but I'm sure eventually I'll probably break more things. But just kind of funny stories, and you know, I figure why not kind of share these funny things, like, because yo-yoing can get frustrating sometimes. Making YouTube videos can get frustrating sometimes, and I'm definitely not, like, you know, ashamed to say that or something, you know. So yeah, see you guys next time.